Yo, what up, what up, what up? Oh, shit. Whoa. There is a fucking bug on my shit. Holy fuck. Whoa, there's a fucking bug on my mic. Oh, shit. There was a fucking one of those fucking stink bugs, I think. I really don't get them at all, but I guess one got in the house, I guess. All right. I swear to God, I looked on the back. I went to go pull up my chair. I looked down like this at the back of my mic, and it was literally sitting like right here. But we are good. We are good now. No, if it was a fucking, let me tell you something. If it was a fucking mouse or a rat, I would have flew off this chair, probably broke my chair. Yeah, the stink bugs are always everywhere. I don't get them that bad here. But it's the first time I've seen one just on my mic like that. That was kind of weird. But hey, I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope everybody's getting ready for the holiday this weekend, chilling out, doing their thing. So obviously some things to talk about regarding the Philadelphia Eagles, and interesting enough, I mean, there was some news that came out. I think of what it looks like right now. I think the Eagles are, I think they're bringing minicamp back this year. From what it looks like, reports did come out. Let's see. There are reports coming out that the Eagles are bringing back minicamp. Like the Eagles are one of 3 teams that doesn't have minicamp that starts on April 15th. So April 15th, we're actually gonna see guys at practice this year. Usually we don't really do anything until rookie minicamp, or the Eagles are not really doing any types of camps until rookie minicamp, and then that's really it. So I guess they're changing this offseason program, which thank God they're doing it. Thank God. I think that's great. They need to get as much chemistry as possible. These guys need to be as close to with the coaching staff as possible and get this thing rolling. Okay. So that's where we're at right now when it comes to it. So we got KZ Tonic. What's going on, man? Welcome to the camp council tier. Thank you so much, dude. For the extra content, the support, appreciate it so much. We did we've had membership videos mostly every day. So check out another video did come out today as well. So appreciate KZ for becoming a member. And guys, you go out, become members for the extra content that is up, especially for the draft, some other stuff like that. So definitely check out all the other stuff as well. So appreciate KZ a lot. I'll say hi everybody in the chat. What's going on, guys? We got Lewis. What's going on, man? We got Josh, we got Fisty LaRue, we got Anthony, we got Robert Alessandri. What's going on? Donald, what's going on, dude? I have not watched Something About Mary yet. I have not. Donnie, what's going on? CJ Davis, what's going on? Corbin Caves, what's going on, man? Let's see, what's going on, Jackson? Let's see. Donnie says, can't stand Congress sneaks around so early. Yeah, no. I'm not the camping type, so. You heard the Swift Hers rumor? The what rumor? What's going on? What rumor? Minicamp, happy day. Yeah, so minicamp, yeah, I mean having minicamp back is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Pause. Cody, what's going on, Cody? Fisty LaRusse is good. They need all the extra practice they can get. No, I highly doubt it's Nick's idea either. So it wouldn't really shock me if it is. I think, well, Nick did mention it. If you guys remember, he did mention it last year. I think it was like when the Eagles started to look, it was like maybe 5 or 6 games in when the Eagles started to look kind of like they were just out of touch. And we were thinking Brian Johnson was just not prepared or not ready, or it was just taking him a while to get used to running this offense. I don't know, before we heard that, Nick was really in control of the game plan. Remember, Nick did say at a press conference, like, there's different things that we probably need to change. The offseason program might need to change, going into a season, because it just seemed like the Eagles were not gelling too much. Like they really didn't look like they were gelling all year, but we thought it was more of a Brian Johnson situation. Not enough. The starters didn't have enough time together, or with the new coordinators. You get brand new coordinators. They need to be together a lot more. So it looks like that is changing. It looks like, yes, there will be an off-season program. Like, they're not skipping minicamp at all. Not skipping it, which is a great sign for us, Hero says we need it. Yup, chemistry. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Logers, I'm a big fan of the Eagles. 240 season better. Eagles pay Hassan State. Eagles draft Georgia and Alabama. I hope they do it, man. I don't see why not. It's been doing good for them so far. We'll see how much further they go. KZ with the super chat. What's going on, dude? He says, yo, Joey, been following for years. Just made a new YouTube account to stream soon. Love the content, man. Keep it up. Appreciate KZ. Oh, dude, I would have, you didn't have to send a super chat. I would have read this in a regular chat, dude. But I appreciate the support, man. No doubt. Appreciate the support. So it looks like Jeff Stalin is really going pretty crazy for offensive linemen this year. We heard I forgot his name from yesterday, but it looks like Jeff Stalin is really on the search for an offensive tackle. He's looked at guards, he's looked at tackles so far. I'm actually pretty excited to see where this goes when it comes to like what they could potentially draft. And is drafting a tackle in the first round and redshirting him for a year really going to make, is it a waste of a pick? I mean, yes, it kind of is, in a lot of reasons, so. How much would you pay Justin Simmons? I don't know what he wants. I mean, look, he's not getting $16-17 million if that's what he thinks he's getting. Okay. Like if he wants like a $9 to $10 million deal, maybe like going to 13 million in incentives, that's fine. It might even be cheaper than that. So that's what's been going on, I guess. Coach, I think they only skipped minicamp last year because of being so far into the postseason. Yeah, I get that, but it shouldn't matter. Like, what are you doing at minicamp? Seriously, like you're not in full pads. You're not even really practicing hard, but you need to be together. I think you got to have the chemistry there. It's not just practicing. Like minicamp, yeah, like they're not going 100% crazy. Like, yes, like I understand why Nick has not done the mini camps, because you don't want guys to get injured, so I completely understand that side of the story. But when it comes down to it, dude, like another year with 2 brand new coordinators, we can't keep doing this every single year. Like the coaching has got, I mean, if we keep switching coordinators, the head coach has got to go. It's obviously going to be the blame of the head coach and why these coordinators are not working out. It's just because of Nick's situation right now. I think he's on a thin line. I don't think he's safe from anything at this point. You know what I mean? So it's just it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. But I think we'll be all right though. I think we'll be good though. So I feel good. I feel good. Evan Bailey said apparently Swift was sleeping with Hurts' girl last season, and that why Swift was sure about returning. Maybe that why he didn't run Swift as much. What? Evan, what are you? Evan, what are you reading? What are you reading, dude? Jay said, Joe, if we get Patrick Mahomes jersey, should I get an Eagles or Chiefs colors? Why the hell would you get a what? Why would you even do that? Let's see. Corbin says, do you think they're going to get a project guy or a plug and play? For what though? What are you talking about? Like, you think you mean free agency still? Like a plug and play for what position though? Yeah, that Fontenot guy, I guess I think he's supposed to be a late first round tackle. Seems like the Eagles have a lot of interest. I mean, Jeff Stoughton, I think, had a private, put this guy through a private workout. I think the most athletic offensive lineman in the draft from what it's saying, because I know nothing about the guy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, offensive line is definitely huge, no doubt. I mean, you're gonna get within those 3 picks, you're getting a tackle, a guard. I would think they're gonna get Lane's backup or Lane's future, Lane's future player that's gonna be in front of him. So I think that's where they're going. I like to Joey, tell him you can't watch too many Jason movies. I mean, I love Friday the 13th, but I have no interest in camping. I have interest in sleeping in a cabin and stuff like that. Like, I would love to do I would love to own like a cabin in the woods, like a really nice, like 2-floor cabin. But as of sleeping outside and shit, no, I'm not into that at all. What's going on, Linda? Hope you're having a good day today, Linda. Jerry Riz says Queen Mitchell gold jacket. A lot of people are high on him. I feel he'll be the first corner taken in this draft. We'll see though. Notorious UCG, what's going on, man? So what up, Joey? Did a mock draft for fun. Was able to move up to 18 to draft Cooper. DeJean move up to get McConkey at 42 and Edgren. Cooper channeled my inner Howie. It's going to be really interesting because, I'm wondering if, the Eagles are looking at Cooper DeJean and his situation with the broken fibula coming off the injury. I feel like they're going after him because they feel that in this off-ball scheme, he could play almost anywhere at this point. And I think they could just plug him in. This is a different type of first-round pick for the Eagles because I feel like they can really plug him in anywhere. Because at the end of the day, Avonte Max isn't coming back. I think you have really great depth at cornerback. Isaiah Rodgers, I think, potentially, because I feel like Bradbury, there's something going. It wouldn't shock me if Bradbury does stay because, he was successful in a scheme with good pressure and with Vic Fangio as consultant in 22. But I feel like there is something there, that something is going on with Bradbury, and they could post-June designate him, extend his contract, and obviously eat up that dead cap like it's nothing. So I think that is definitely something that they could possibly do. I think Cooper would fit fantastic in this system. The only question is durability with him. I love Ladd McConkey. You know how I feel about Ladd McConkey. I think he's one of my favorites. As a pure skill set at wide receiver 3, I think he's just too much of a weapon for the Eagles to pass up on. So I think there is going to be a receiver taken after the first round. Somewhere there, I think the Eagles are going to draft a receiver this year, no doubt. I think that's definitely going to happen. Coach says, totally agree, Joe. I think they need to be together, building chemistry. Agreed, man. My friend, agreed. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Devin Collins says, it's not a waste if we get someone that can start at guard, then move to tackle. No, it's not a waste. It's not a waste. I would really like to see if Tyler Steen could play tackle and then they could draft their guard. You know what I mean? If they could draft their guard this year, that would be great. I would, that would be awesome. But I would try to cross-train Tyler Steen, not just at guard. If he plays tackle on the left side, try playing him as a tackle on the right side. I don't see why not. So that'd be great. Chris says I would give Simmons 2 years, $24 million. Steve Rose says Fautanu can play guard also. I thought, well, that's good. That's good though. I mean, if a guy can play multiple positions coming out of the first round, it's a great thing. It was Simmons for more than $8 million. I think is too much. Chauncey got $8 million last year with the Lions. I think Chauncey is better, like Simmons, a lot but age is a factor. Yeah, age is a factor, and the term of the contract has got to be very short. So I would say a 1 to a 2 year deal. I would say this late in the process, I think Justin Simmons would get somewhat of a 1 year deal with the Eagles so far. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Sam Collins, having the mini camp will help Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter stay in top shape through the whole year. Yeah, I mean, look, it will 100% help. I mean, I see a lot of these players working their asses off. I mean, AJ Brown, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, I saw working together. Keely Ringo has been really putting in a lot of offseason work this season. He really has. So a lot of guys are putting in that work, no doubt. But I think that minicamp is going to be one big difference. I'm sorry, but you didn't have any. We thought it was the chemistry. That's what we thought early that last year. We thought, oh, Brian Johnson needs more time. These guys haven't gelled together. No, it was more than that. We were tricked. We were tricked like crazy. You know what I mean? So. Brad said, Joey, I'll send you $1,000 super chat if you rap the whole Shakedown song. I wouldn't even do that for $1,000. I would say keep the money, and I'll leave that to Joe Castro at the end of the day. I'm not here to definitely take over for that. Jack says this Chazwire now get Chiefs jersey. I don't know. Mike says, Joey, you see the new pod 25 and 10. I have not checked it out at all yet. I totally forgot about that because I saw it on Twitter that they were making a podcast. Is there a YouTube channel? Is there a link for that? Chris says, I would absolutely draft one of the 3 best linemen in the draft in the first round. The problem is all 3 will go top 15. We'll see. Let me tell you something. If you're drafting if 4 quarterbacks are getting drafted, I would say a receiver or 2 probably that will get drafted. And you're saying 3 linemen will get drafted too. The Eagles will have a pick of the litter if that happens. They'll have a lot to really go over there. Versus, what would you be opposed to receiver in round 1? I'm not opposed to it depending on who they want to get after the first round. Just say Cooper DeJean, just say say he doesn't have a great, maybe it's not a fantastic, because he's going to have a pro day on April 8th. Say if they want to go after DeJean in the second round and say that's what happens, or maybe they move back up into the first round. They can move back up into the first round. I understand people will think that's ridiculous, but that would be another outside the box move, because if they get one of the best receivers of this draft, that means that they can play as the wide receiver 3 this year. And then when AJ Brown leaves in a couple of years, that could be your takeover right there with Devontae Smith on a new contract. So, that would, I would like them to draft a receiver this year, because I don't think Paris Campbell and fucking Devontae Parker are going to be like the answers. Paris Campbell, I think, will be dead. Devontae Parker's got to stay healthy, and he's 31 years old as a receiver, and they have a savvy vet back there, but I'm not putting too much into it. For $1 million for Devontae Parker, he could leave and it wouldn't even matter at this point. So we'll see. Yeah, he says, I don't know how I feel about using a first round. A guy that isn't going to get an opportunity to start in their drafted position for 2 years. Yeah, that's the issue I'm having. I don't think Stalin needs to go that far in drafting an offensive lineman in the first round. I really don't. I think I'm not saying it's going to be a waste, but for right now, this year, you're not going to have a first round talent to start at a position of need this year. That's going to be, interesting. I just don't feel like they should go that route. If they did it, I wouldn't be upset at it, but we're looking towards the future, no doubt, when it comes to this roster, but we're looking forward to this year. We need to get to the Super Bowl. We need to win everything. We need to get back on target now. I agree with that. Ronaldson, what's good, Joey? Boy, that Jared Verse tape was fun, wasn't it? His power is insane off the edge. Yeah, I just did a Jared Verse tape from Florida State last night. I actually uploaded it this morning on the memberships. Go check it out. It was Jared Verse has got I mean, the guy never runs out of energy. He's got probably the biggest motor out of probably a lot of these defensive linemen this year in this draft. I can see why people like Verse over Chop Robinson. Chop Robinson isn't even close to that. And, Chop's statistics aren't great coming out of college. It's just, 4 sacks doesn't tell me high first round pick. I just don't see it. Jared Verse has had 9 sack seasons the last couple years. And he's had over 20 something tackles. You know what I mean? So, I think Jared Verse, he's violent with his hands. His bull rush is amazing. And he doesn't give up on the play. This man will run around the quarterback and not even start slowing down. This guy will, until that whistle is blown, Jared Verse is, I don't know, he's not human. He's definitely not human. So it's almost as if it's hard for me because I feel like maybe he could be close to the best edge rusher in this draft. He might even, I know Latu's got some better stats. I know he's got 13 sacks on the season, but Verse, I think Verse and him are neck and neck, and Verse might be a little bit better. I don't know. But we'll see, though. It's amazing, Rylan. It's amazing. Chris said Jermaine Burton would be a great number 3. He can get him in the 3rd round if we move up from 120. Be interesting. This is Tyler Steen played tackle for most of college career for Jahmyr Gibbs. He is solid at OT position, flashed this past season at guard playing for camp. Yeah, I know, but the problem is, like, do they, are they comfortable keeping Steen at right guard? So I guess maybe they do. I guess maybe, okay. They do want to keep Tyler Steen as a left back, a backup at left tackle as well, because that's his original position. But, the problem is, are they going to draft their right tackle for the future, or are they going to just try to cross-train Steen again to 2 other positions, or 1 other position, I should say, other than left tackle, guard, and right tackle? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like we got Matt Hennessy coming in, so we'll see what these lines look like during training camp and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. What's going on? It's a Philly thing. What's going on, dude? The one and only Ron Don Smith said, I just want to say what's up, Joey, even though I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. What's going on, man? I appreciate you coming in, dude. Appreciate it so much, dude. Means a lot. Doesn't matter if you're a Chiefs fan or any type of fan. Don't matter. Chris says, I love Tyler Steen, right guard. Lane said he reminded him of Brandon Brooks. That's a high praise. That's good. It's really good. Because I want to draft Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy is going to be interesting. Like, I feel I don't know if he's going to get drafted as early as everyone thinks he's going to get drafted. I honestly don't. He could be a late first rounder. Could. He might not make second day, but it wouldn't shock me. There might be some teams that think that he's a one-trick pony. There might, but there's analytics saying that he's more than that. There's a lot of these draft analysis guys that are saying that he could potentially be a number 1 for a team. So we'll see what happens. What's going on, man? I hope you're having a good day, man. I just saw Blood and Honey last night, by the way. It was fantastic. So the first round tackle is going to come in handy when Lane inevitably missed time. Well, that's the problem I'm having with Lane Johnson right now. Between his ankle, he's had a few ankle injuries. He's had 22. He had an injury, so he's almost like it's almost certain that he's missing time every single year. And I think they could draft a guy. I mean, I think somebody is going to drop in the second round. I mean, the Eagles have 2 picks there, and I think they'll get their guy in the second round. So I don't think they necessarily have to go in the first, because the way this board is going to go down, I think they're going to have a lot of room to maneuver there to get their guy. All right, Mike. So besides cornerback, that position would be draft first round start. I honestly don't see any first round that will start anyone but Bradbury. I don't know. There's potentially Bradbury could be here. I've heard nothing. I mean, I've heard absolutely nothing on James Bradbury even being moved at this point. And it might be a wait and see approach. I mean, they're not in any rush to like cut him yet. You know what I mean? They could cut him late. They can cut him before the draft. I mean, they still have a lot of time left. There is time left. But it wouldn't shock me if they keep him. Yeah. Under Vic Fangio as a consultant, played really well. But these corners need, unfortunately, this off-ball play needs a pass rush. We need to hit home, and I feel like, this year will be the year where we get things back to normal with our pass rush. Notorious UCG said, if we get one that the toy Fontanu, Oil Fasano, or Joe Alt, I won't revolt, but still think we can get in the second round for that lineman in the draft, like Beebe, Love Kingsley, Sumataya. He's raw, but got by Stout. No. I mean, Stout has been putting a lot of these offensive linemen through private workouts, which is great. So he's getting hands on with a lot of these guys. So like I said, I don't think they have to reach so much and draft a guy in the first round like right now, because if he had an empty spot, sure. I actually feel very comfortable with the Tyler Steen, Matt Hennessy competition at right guard this year. Matt Hennessy is very athletic, had over 22, I think over 20 starts, 22 starts for the Falcons. I think they're going to do a really good job with him. And like I said, I think Steen is just way too raw right now. And did he play perfect? I think the game that he started last year, he's had some ups and downs, but that was his first start. You know what I mean? So I get it. I don't think he's going to play perfect at times. When you're especially if you're on the main roster, obviously, but all you're doing is practicing and you're not really getting good looks at times. So it's hard. I think they know what they have in Tyler Steen, and like I said, I just think he's too much of a baby right now. Like, he doesn't even have a second offseason under his belt yet. Well, he will now, so hopefully training camp will look a lot better. So we'll see, There says, Verse was a 0-start prospect in high school. He wasn't good enough to play edge. He played tight end. Wow. So he played, wow, that's crazy. So totally a different player. I mean, that's happened to a lot of guys going to the NFL. Like they'll go from a different position from high school to college and then go to the pros. Ryan says, why not pull the draft capital into the offense because we can't play defense anymore in the NFL, or am I overreacting? I mean, you're not overreacting for some of the rules that's going on, but the Eagles can't just ignore defense. There's no way they can ignore it. Yes, I think they should get as much young talent on this defense as possible. Figure out this Reddick situation. Go after Justin Simmons or see what's going on with Julian Blackmon and try to get something done. Okay? And just go young defensively. Go add another weapon to your offense. I think they really have to add another weapon there. I do. I'm sorry, but I don't think Paris Campbell and Devontae Parker are the main guys at wide receiver right now. That gives you, 5 receivers right now? On top of Britton Covey, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. So that's 5 guys. So it says Dallas Turner is the best. I think Dallas Turner would fit really well in Philadelphia just because of this scheme, and I feel like he could be more of a hybrid edge rusher / guy in coverage if that's where they want to put him. I like Dallas Turner a lot. I like Latu. I'm really starting to like. It's really tough. I think when it comes to scheme fit, when it comes to best player available, it's tough. I feel like Turner and Verse are like neck and neck. It could be Turner, Verse, Latu, and you could maybe put Chop at the number 4 spot, I guess. All right, let me go down this chat. Chris says, take a guard and tackle in the 5th round. Let a Stout do his magic. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna draft an offensive lineman that late. I think third round is like probably the lowest they'll go when it comes to like, there's a borderline there, unless someone just keeps sliding down and the Eagles can get somebody at a certain price. You know what I mean? Honestly, as long as we get Cooper, I really don't care who we get on the edge. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is another receiver. So, I mean, are you looking to get a Ricky Pearsall, a Lad McConkey, a smaller type receiver like Xavier Worthy? Or are the Eagles looking for that big body speed guy in the slot that could potentially be your number one or your number two next to Devontae Smith? I think you can kill two birds with one stone getting one of those bigger receivers. Like, I think my two favorite big receivers here, even Mitchell, Legette, Xavier Legette from South Carolina. I think there's a few guys out there the Eagles can really put their fangs into. So I think, and someone asked, E. Boyd says, what's your thoughts on Xavier Legette? I think he's almost like a clone of A.J. Brown in a lot of ways. I do. I think he's a little bit faster. I think he's got a little bit more speed. I definitely think he's a lot more quicker. But Legette, I think he could test the ball really well. He gets separation. He's physical. It's almost perfect, man. All right, Mike says Bradbury track record good every other year, and he balled when Fangio was here, so I think he's staying. That's what I'm thinking. So everybody's talking about this Brock Bowers, okay? I got to do a video on him. I haven't looked at any tight ends, okay? Everyone's thinking Brock Bowers is like an ultimate generational talent. And these tight ends are now becoming receivers at this point because they're becoming just so athletic right now. Usually back in the day, tight ends were like, they weren't the most best route runners, but they were big bodies that caught the ball. They weren't the fastest guys on the field either. But now the way that tight ends are being produced at a normal rate, like, it's almost amazing. So Brock Bowers, I haven't even checked him out yet. Because I'm going through a lot of other positions right now because I don't think tight end is the most important thing. But I got to check it out. Guys says, would be Matt Cooper even in the second round? Yeah, I think would definitely be a target. Chop Robinson on a pre-draft visit. I know Laiatu Latsu's on a pre-draft visit. Chop Robinson's on a pre-draft visit. That's another guy I was kind of like, I kind of see why people aren't really loving Chop that much because I've seen the difference in other talent in front of him, and I think there's at least three guys that are way better going forward. Nicky Cunningham says, you think Aguilar or Rager had a drop problem? Wait till you get a load of Worthy. Wow, dropsies. Is it that bad? Like, really that bad? That's what makes me afraid of getting these guys that have all this speed, like the Shelton Gibsons of the world. Like Shelton Gibson out of West Virginia. Oh, my God, he was a track star. And then couldn't do a damn thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Nothing. I mean, he was dropping balls at practice and camp. I mean, it was god-awful. Yeah, we don't have a third. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I'm saying the first three picks as in the first to 2 seconds. No third rounder. I don't think they're taking two guys in the second round. Maybe they will. I don't think they even realistically need the third round, to be honest with you, because I feel like they should get, honestly, you would think they would get two starters, in this draft. I think potentially they can get 3 from this draft or more. We'll see. All right, says Nicky, I thought I saw that one of the snippet that you're catching bays and out the window didn't drop any. I'm like, oh, that was a funny video. I remember that. We have depth and corner, but no depth in the O-line. That is true. That is true. What's going on, Mayor? Cooper is a pass rusher also. Well, yeah, that's definitely going to help. I definitely know that. He's definitely going to help out tremendously. Because I love his tackling, and I think his coverage skills aren't too bad either. Bowers has superpowers. He says Bowers has been tumbling on the big board, but I don't think we are that team anymore. Gone are the days of leading hard on tight end. Hurts took off the tight end training wheels. You know, so here's what's going on at tight end right now. You lost Jack Stahl. He went to the Giants, right? And it sucked that we couldn't keep him. You have Dallas Goedert at 28 years old. Okay, 28 now. He's got a few years left in the league. He's got a few years until. I mean, they should have found out what they had at second as a number 2 tight end last year. You traded for Albert O. You did nothing with him. And Albert O's got some starting experience under his belt. He's got some experience, and I think there's something there with him. Like, I've seen his tape. I think he looks great. But, you know, the Eagles trade for him because they were last on the waiver wire. If he went off waivers, the Eagles wouldn't even been close to getting him, unless by luck. And they barely used him. It's like when Dallas Goedert started the season, they barely even knew the coaches didn't even know he was on the team. Nick Sirianni didn't even know he was on the team. And then they started to give him some targets. And then he gets hurt and breaks his forearm. And then he's out. And then the Eagles completely just ignore the position that gets there. You're not even you don't have a number 2 tight end right now. Like I'm not going to put all my chips in the Albert O, but, you know, to get another guy on the field like that going forward, I mean, you know, if they're going to get a guy like Bowers, if that's the way they're going to go, kind of nuts, man. Kind of nuts. What's going on? Jacob McKay says, appreciate the super chat. What are your expectations for Hurts after last year? I don't think he was horrible by any means, and the play calling was trash, but I'm just curious. Expectations of Hurts is to get back to a 22 season that's even better than what it was that year. I've had a lot of Eagle fans come up to me and not even before the coaches were even hired, even the new coaches were hired, the new coordinator. Okay. I had Eagle fans literally in the chats, and they were pretty much saying, hey, not even looking at the coaching staff. They're like, Hurts was horrible. Hurts regressed. I'm like, yeah, you're right. He did regress. But, you know, how many different coordinators does Jalen Hurts need to have? Look at the route combinations. Look what he's told during practice. Look at the route combinations. Look how long these receivers are taking to get these routes done. By the time Jalen Hurts rolls to his right, every single time, 10 out of 10 times it's an incompletion because these guys are still running. These guys are I've seen receivers run not even a foot away from each other. They're running the same route next to each other. I don't know how you're getting guys open. Look at all the Brian Baldinger videos on the Eagles offense all year. He doesn't even know what these concepts are and what they're doing offensively. How is that helping out your quarterback? Seriously. You know, Hurts, look, there's, you know, I don't think Hurts, at the end of the day, I don't think Hurts will ever be a Patrick Mahomes. Let's get that straight, okay? I think Hurts is fantastically great. I don't think he'll ever be a Patrick Mahomes, okay? It's just never going to happen. Never going to happen, okay? Patrick Mahomes makes everybody better. But this coaching staff, they need to... I think Kellen Moore is the right coach that's going to push Jalen Hurts, okay? Not only push him, okay, but at the same time, you got to have coaches on the same page. You have to keep your play calling in-house every year, and you can't depend on one guy to make all the decisions when it comes to the play calling, which is the worst coach to do it, okay? So... the last thing I'm even thinking about is Jalen Hurts this season. That's the last thing I'm even worried about. I haven't made one video about Jalen Hurts this offseason because it's the last thing I'm worried about with Jalen Hurts. The only thing I talk about Jalen Hurts is if the Eagles get a weapon and I'm like, oh, him and Jalen Hurts will play really well. That's the only time I actually talk about Jalen Hurts. I really don't talk about him at all because I'm not worried about it, because I know that Jalen Hurts I know that he will do whatever he possibly can to play the best that he possibly can, okay? And I'm sorry, but the way that Nick ran this offense, the way that you didn't bring in any in-house type of plays that were here with Shane Steichen, the guy that you gave the play calling to, that literally was the golden boy of your offense, that made your offense successful as it was in 22, left, and you did nothing but say, oh, I could take this over. I could do this. And that's what you did. And you buried yourself. You choked yourself. You dug a deeper hole than you were already in. And you sunk down pretty deep. And I'm sorry, but I don't really have respect for Nick Sirianni this year until he really proves me wrong that he wants this team to get better, and he's not going to be egotistical, and he's not going to just sit there and just put his hands all over everything. You know, like, I don't think Kellen Moore is going to be controlled, because I'm sorry, but Kellen Moore has always had 100% control over his own playbook. That's the way it's been with him. You know, it's his offense from Boise State. That's where he gets his offensive ideas from when he played at Boise State. You know, so we'll see what happens. No issue with Jalen Hurts. No issue at all. I don't have one problem with him and what they do this year. There. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. But Jalen Hurts had an elite season, took us to the playoffs with less of a coordinator. Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. You had 2 1,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard running back, and look how much more you could have done. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this team is championship worthy, you know. But there's always like some asshole in the room that's got to ruin it for the whole season. So all these moves that you make, it's like a waste, you know. Like, you're just wasting it away. When I see elite talents offensively somewhere, and like I rarely see it being wasted with other teams that try to compete, you know, and it sucks because you don't want to be in a situation like that. Top tier quarterback: Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow hopefully comes back off that injury good. Johnson Sirianni should have left. Yeah, I mean, I'm not far off with you. I'm not far off to disagree with you, because I was all in. After we lost against the 49ers. Right after we lost against the second Cowboys game after the 49ers game. Okay, once we lost that game, I was already ready for a midseason firing. I was already ready. I was already ready for it. I was already done with Nick by that moment. SR20 Good says, Hurts regressed, or play calling was trash. How can you become successful when the other team knew what was going? Yeah, I mean, you got to follow what the coaches want. These coaches meet with the quarterback every single week on these meetings. Like, what are they talking about? All the leaks that came out that there was some big disconnect between Jalen Hurts to the big disconnect with Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni. Jalen Hurts would say, hey, you know, someone close to Hurts, somebody that's a close friend of Hurts or close to the situation with Hurts, okay, has come out and said, and this was early in the offseason, come out and said that there's these big leaks rolling around. Hurts was telling, you know, Nick Sirianni, let's do more intermediate routes. Let's use more middle of the field. And every idea that Hurts had for this offense, Nick just threw it under the table and didn't even pay attention to it whatsoever. I think that's been one of the biggest problems, because Nick doesn't know how to make change. Who on the coaching staff offensively had experience? Nobody. Everybody was way too young, and Nick couldn't hand the play calling over. I think if he had to, he would, but there was nobody. Nobody. They couldn't hire somebody. You know, they couldn't hire somebody, because that would make it look horrible. Like, look at Nick Sirianni and these stupid press conferences he has now, like the one he just had at the breakfast, and then at the end of the year. He's making it look like he's doing things with this. Oh, I'm very involved He's bullshitting. He's only saying that he's involved because he doesn't want to make himself look like he's not doing anything to the media. And the media is going to bash him if he says that he's just going to be a motivational coach, a motivational speaker type coach this year, you know? See. Judge, remember that clutch 5-touchdown game from Hurts against the Bills? Back QBs don't win games like that. Hurts. No, like that gauntlet was a perfect example of, obviously we got a little bit lucky in some of these games, but Hurts put the team on his shoulders. I mean, really did. That Buffalo Bills game was probably my favorite game of the year. Probably my favorite one. Because it was just I mean, every game was a round of emotions, but that game, because you had that 59-yard kick in rain. I mean, Jake Elliott was a big reason why we won a lot of these games too. Without Jake Elliott, we'd be screwed. But even the first Cowboys game, when Jalen Hurts was literally like on the ground, couldn't even get up, got up, was coming off the ground slowly, and still went down the field and scored a touchdown. Like, that's the guy that you want on your football team, and that's the guy that's going to pull it for you, I totally agree, bro. Terry says, I do not want Cooper DeJean, at least all he is bad in zone coverage. I love Max Melton. Chris just did a mock trade back to 28 pick to pick 74. Took A. Wiggins, E. Cooper, E. Braswell, J. McMillan, and C. Mahogany, Matt Conclaves, and McKinley Jackson, cornerback, linebacker, edge, wide receiver, offensive tackle, right. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Doesn't sound too bad at all, man. Jacob says the route combos were horrible and people blame Hurts for jumping out of the pocket when you got two dudes 3 yards away from each other. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. Like, I mean, if you're not moving middle of the field, if you're not using middle of the field, then who's open, man? Then you got a guy that's all the way on the left side, a guy that's on the right side, but you're running a go route. You're doing it was either a go route, a comeback. I mean, there was nothing creative. I mean, nothing creative at all. If the Ravens give us the number 30 for Reddick, I'm sorry, Reddick, but I'm taking that deal. The number 30 is going to be a tough one to do. It's going to be tough. To get an extra second round pick is going to be really hard. I mean, I know there's a mock draft. There was a mock draft that came out between the Ravens giving away pick 30 for the Eagles for HaasonReddick. Straight up, are you taking HaasonReddick for the number 30th pick in the draft? That's my question. I just saw Olamide sign with the Washington. Really, really wish we brought him back. Yeah, I mean, look, unfortunately, he never got an opportunity. Unfortunately, a lot of players didn't get opportunity in Philadelphia last year because Nick Sirianni's a scumbag. So I hate Nick. I really do. I hated Nick for last year. Like, it's already enough. Like, dude, it's already enough that we choked in the Super Bowl. Okay. Never mind, necessarily not even choked, but it's already to a point now where I think back at that Super Bowl and say, man, Nick had control over this defense in that Super Bowl and the rest of that season as well, because I saw a different Jonathan Gannon coming into Philadelphia last year when he beat us, and it was the most aggressive defense I ever seen from him. But, man, with Nick Sirianni in the building in 22 for the Eagles, I'm telling you, like, there must have been a safety switch on with Nick, because that defense coming in from Arizona did not look like us. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, there's a guy. There's a guy that tweeted at me today and I put a tweet up of like this picture of Miles Sanders and Quez Watkins. Like, remember that picture of Miles Sanders? He has his head down at Quez Watkins' shoulder after, like, the confetti of the Kansas City Chiefs in the background. So I pretty much said, like, a lot going on in this photo. I said, I promise you we will be back. I said, I promise you we will win it all. It's going to happen. This 49ers fan sends me a gif of Jalen Hurts dropping the football, fumbling the football in that Super Bowl. Then I gif him back of Brock Purdy losing in the Super Bowl, walking away of the confetti. Then he sends me another one where Hurts is walking all alone through the Kansas City Chiefs confetti. And then I sent him something back saying the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017. I get the Super Bowl logo with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl under it. And he didn't answer me back. Oh, Nick Farah has some. So thank you, Ryan, for sending me. As like I said, Nick Fiera, the longer the Eagles can't come to an agreement to trade HaasonReddick, the better chance they have to keeping him for the 24 season. Let's kind of read into this. Maybe we can read into some of this since we're just dicking around right now. Nick talked about HaasonReddick like he was still on the team. That's how he talked about him the other day. Let's see here. What's going on, J6 to Moon? What's going on, dude? He says, thanks for spending your day with us, man. I really hope Coach Moore knows what he's doing with the offense and Coach Vic's defense gels. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I feel really good about Kellen Moore, and I feel actually really good about Vic Fangio. I think Vic Fangio has a lot of control over this defense. I mean, Nick even said, like, oh, yeah, Nick, that's Nick's defense. I mean, sorry, that's Vic's defense. Kellen Moore, I think, him and Nick will work well together, but I think Kellen Moore is going to have a little bit. I can't believe Kellen Moore is not going to have any control over his offense. It makes no sense to me that he would have. It would make no sense. Well, you guys want me to show you the new draft hats for this year? So they actually came in the mail. I have to go outside and get it. It might literally right outside, like 2 seconds. Let me know if you guys want to see the new draft hats. Let me know, because I can show you. I just have to literally leave for I just have to walk out the door, grab the package, and come back in. So I ordered the draft hats this year. The black one, and then there's an alternate green one that the green one's not used for the draft, but it's an alternate color of them as well. So if you guys want to see it, let me know. I can grab it real quick. Appreciate the super chat, Jay, and thank you for the support, my friend. Big Marshall super chat. What's going on, bro? Says Nick Sirianni is soft, even though I don't like Kellen Moore. Dallas connections, I get it. I'm trying to get used to the fact that we will have an ex-Cowboy as head coach. I'm not really worried about. I mean, I think people need to stop with the. I think people need to stop with the Kellen Moore used to be a Cowboy. Like I get it, and that was a while ago, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude. Like, I feel like Kellen Moore is an X's and O's type guy. He's been trying to get on that. He's been trying to get in Philadelphia for the last few seasons. He did interview for the head coaching job in 21, if you remember. I understand it. I get it, but I think you're getting a guy that's going to push his quarterback. You're going to get a guy that's really going to come in and make this, as Jeffrey Lurie said in the press conference the other day, okay? You're not going to get an offense that's going to be predictable, very diverse, and this is going to be the best roster that Kellen Moore has ever coached in his whole NFL career as a coordinator. And yes, I feel as if Kellen Moore could be slated to be the next head coach. The only issue I have with Kellen Moore being a head coach is that he's not a rah-rah type guy. Okay, he doesn't remind me of a team that bands together for him. Okay, I don't think a lot of guys band for him. Like, I'm saying, like, as him and Nick are like opposites, I'm not saying he has no emotion or anything. Like, I've seen him joke around. See mic'd up. He has mic'd up moments from the Chargers at training camp. He's very funny and he's very talkative, but he's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't see him that much, so I'm not. So I'm it's to himself at times, but we'll see. I understand though. I understand. I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. But I'm kind of over the whole he was with the Cowboys and that's it. Like, I'm kind of over that whole situation now. But like I said, I got the draft hats. If you want to see them, just let me know and I can grab them quick. Because I haven't even looked at them yet. Appreciate Big Marsh, appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate it so much, dude. So if Howie's smart, he'll sign Reddick. I think Reddick's coming back. I don't think they're trading him. These mock trades for first round picks are just unrealistic because I just don't think I don't think it's gonna happen. Nifty 350 says Joey, people are blind if they think DeJean is bad. I think he's going to be really good. I think he thrives in zone coverage as well. So I think he thrives in that. I think he'll be great. And that's somebody's opinion. That's all it is, man. Like, there's some people that might not want him. Maybe he's too much of a white guy. I don't know what the issue is. Okay, I don't know what the issue is. No, I'm just kidding. I always say the white joke because that's all everyone says. Like, he's white, don't draft him. That's all I hear every day. So, yeah, they look very plain. They look like very plain hats, but I think they look pretty good. I haven't seen it in person yet. I'm about to today. Notorious has ordered mine. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome. So he thinks Kellen Moore is a very good offensive coordinator. He will call the plays next year. He will elevate the offense led by Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Can't forget him too. It's going to be a great offense, guys. Just imagine what he does, like what he did with Austin Eckler last year. Seriously, dude. The injuries that they have Quentin Johnson, they have a first-round receiver that hasn't panned out. Keenan Allen had his best year under Kellen Moore. His best year. The Chargers wanted him to take a pay cut, and he went to the Bears. So, damn, man. Telling you. Nifty 350D, what's going on, man? It says, Joe, people. Oh, did I already click this? I did click this. Maybe the Philly culture will change Kellen. I think he knows what the culture is. I don't see why. I think by this time now, like, he's been around the city, he's been in the NovaCare, he's been around. Him and Nick Foles were seen at a game together. Like, it's just crazy. So I'm not. I think he'll be perfectly fine. I'm not worried about it. Terrence says, hey, Joey, did you hear that? Appreciate the super chat, by the way. And Terrence says, hey, Joey, did you hear that the Eagles are changing their offseason schedule? So, yeah, it looks like minicamp is coming back. April 15th, they're actually going to practice in a few weeks. It's coming back. And, guys, this isn't a hard, like, full padded practice. Like, that's why people need to relax. Like, oh, the reason why Nick didn't do it is because we're always in the postseason and, he didn't want these guys working. Who says they're working hard on April 15th for a few, whatever the case may be? You know what I mean? Who's making a big deal about that? They're not hitting. They're not going 100%. They're going to do some workouts. They're going to hang out. I just want them to be around each other and just, you know what I mean? Like, they need some, they can't wait until fucking July. I'm sorry, what, June? When's their first day? I have to go back. But, that's way too long, man. It's way too long just to hit. And, it's got to change. It looks like it's changing. So. We'll see, man. We got JD Super Chat. What's going on, dude? Thank you so much for sending the super chat. It says, hey, Shakes, I woke up this morning and had an epiphany. Oh. Forget cornerback. Forget receiver. I got a feeling we're drafting OT or DT in the first round. It would not shock me. It wouldn't shock me if they got Fisk. It wouldn't shock me if they got Byron Murphy. It wouldn't shock me one bit if they put, would it be kind of like, man, they were going to put another first rounder into a third defensive tackle 3 years straight? I mean, yeah, it would be kind of nuts. But it would, I mean, I think signing PJ Mustipher, I think they're trying to get some depth at that position, especially at nose. But getting a guy, behind Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, will they draft another first rounder? I don't know. That's a big step. Offensive line, I can see it happening. DT, I think, is just another year of a DT. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, we might get shocked. We might get surprised. It could happen. I could be talking shit right now. I don't know. But I'd be like, damn, again? Like, that's all I'll be thinking at this point. At this point. Appreciate the super, Dre. Latoya says, just came back from seeing the DeJean tape. His instincts are off the charts. Dude just knows when to jump routes and play. They would swag and trust his speed, but tape backs it up. Give me that diversity. I think they're looking at him as, it's not a first round pick that only plays one position. You're looking at a guy who can play multiple positions. And yes, he's got that Trevon Diggs trait where he will sacrifice to make plays. He'll jump in front of routes and do all that type of stuff. I think the Eagles see him as a piece that could just play anywhere on the field, and I think this could be a guy with crazy value. Crazy value. If they need to move him somewhere, if someone else gets hurt, they need to move him somewhere. I mean, potentially, you know what I mean? So you're not missing a beat with your defense. The more hybrid players you have, the better your defense is going to be. God forbid you have injuries, like I said. So you can always give that a chance, man. Always give it a chance. Nifty, Dream David Super Chat, thank you so much, Mason. Close-minded fans want Caucasian Cooper to be a safety so bad. Actually, his value is better than anyone else since he can play any DB position. Technically, it is, because I don't think any of these other guys, these top corners, can even play in multiple positions. And I think DeJean is the only corner on the pre-draft visit list as of right now. I'm not saying it can't change, but right now they only have him. That's it. And they must like him a lot. Vic Fangio must start saying, he's saying to himself, damn, I can throw this guy anywhere I want. We could do certain matchups. We can match up well with guys. I mean, to have a guy like that with that much value is just, it's off the charts insane, dude. Off the charts insane. I think Cooper DeJean would be a really good pick. I don't think he's going to be as early as everyone expects him to be. I think he will be there by the Eagles pick, or could be later. I think he could be there later on. Karen said if he didn't play at the Senior Bowl and skip combine words, I could see it. Yeah, like I feel like that coming off the broken fibula, he's got to do his pro day. God knows if he's going to look good or look bad or not look good enough. Okay, he missed a lot. So the pony show of the combine, it didn't work out, didn't do anything. So it definitely affected his stock. There's no doubt about it. So. Colin says, Lurie made a big mistake not promoting Steichen to head coach and letting Nick walk regardless of Super Bowl appearance. Anyone with no Steichen was more important to our success than Nick. Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to let go of a coach that year. I mean, they could have just offered Steichen more money or something, or, because Lurie wasn't getting rid of Nick Sirianni. I think there obviously was going to the season. I know Jeffrey Lurie won't say it because Jeffrey Lurie just kept like, oh, it was a very straightforward process. There was no roadblocks. There wasn't. I mean, there had to have been something going on. Like you're talking the last 7 weeks, and after the season, you weren't gonna. Yeah. You want to see what Nick's body of work looks like, and he'll take his body of work over the last 7 games. I get it. So things had to change. And I don't think Nick really had much control over hiring the 2 coordinators over a lot of things, to be honest with you. I don't think he had a lot of I don't think he had a lot of control. I think the coordinators picked their own assistant coaches. I don't think Nick is going to have any say in this offense this year. I think he's just saying he is to make it look like he's actually being pretty busy, but I don't know. As I read somewhere where they were saying Cooper DeJean would almost be like CJ Johnson to the Eagles. Yeah, and he's got a voice too. I mean, you got Devin White in the building now. Devin White's got the biggest mouth on him. It's ridiculous. I mean, pause, but you know what I mean? Like he's an uplifting voice for this team. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Well, I mean, if you get Justin Simmons on top of that, I mean, shit. I mean, this is just night and day. You got Brandon Graham still here. I mean, it's gonna be the talking show. I mean, the defense is going to be talking their shit this year, no doubt. Kyle said, if any coach can use Isaiah Simmons correctly, it's Vic Fangio. Dude's a mastermind for linebackers. Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Simmons, that trade the Giants made for him was a very good trade. I mean, it was only a 6th-round pick, so it was pretty damn good. It was pretty good. Corey says, John Jones, probably not at the 22, but we have the draft to move up in this start, especially if Arnold and Mitchell are gone. Donnie says, Joe, you think Ladd McConkey goes early 2nd round? I do. I don't know if he's going to be a 1st-round pick, but I can see him going early 2nd. Nate says, double move. Who cares if they play zone all day? Donnie says, Joey, who would you rather have, Conkey or Xavier Worthy? Me, personally, I like Ladd McConkey a lot. And just a personal favorite. I think he could change his start-stop speed. He could change direction on a dime. He's almost a cheat code at your wide receiver 3 spot. I like Ladd more. I just always been a fan of Ladd. I think Ladd brings a lot to the table. I think his route running, his explosiveness off the line. I think there's a lot of good things. I don't care if he's white. His hips are stuff. Is Emeka Egbuka kept eradicating him off coverage because he had some issues off man. He could play corner, but he's a better safety. Jack says, was Nick any good at Indy when he was an OC? There was a lot of rumors that Nick didn't have a lot. There was rumors, and this was true, that Nick didn't have all the power when it came to play calling. That Nick was more of a situational coach than he was of a scheme developer. I think Frank Reich called most of the plays, and Nick didn't have any control over the playbook with Frank Reich. So there was big rumors on that, and I mean, 21 just shows you. I mean, you're barely even running the football in 21. And then you gave the play calling over, and then finally we became the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL. And our roster wasn't as great, and we still needed more pieces, and we just weren't there yet. Don't say pause anymore. It's now no Diddy. All right. I'm gonna say it during the shakedown and see what Philly says. He'll probably be so fucking good. Probably won't even know what to say. Jared says, any info the Eagles are still interested in Budda Baker? I haven't heard any news on Budda Baker. I haven't heard any news on anybody. I haven't heard, not even just Philly being connected. I haven't heard news on nothing. No, the Reddick thing, at least all we heard was a quote from Jeffrey Lurie saying that, it's a good thing, it's going to work out itself in a good way. And it's like, oh, great. Reddick's coming back, Johnson to Philly, please put the Minister of Defense along with concrete Charlie Benerick. This is how we should grab Isaiah Simmons for cheap and depth. Karen says Kool-Aid is good, but he works best in press man. Nifty says, how do you feel if previous super chats? How do you feel if DeJean runs a 4-3 since most of y'all think that matters and speed corner and Ricks don't count? No, I don't look at it like that. Well, Keely Ringo runs a 4-3. Like straight line speed does nothing for a cornerback. It does nothing. There's no backtrack speed. Like that's why these other activities in the combine are just so much more like some of these agile type trying to remember even some of them, a couple of them, when they're catching the ball and they're changing direction, they're doing the over the bag drill, the horizontal bag drill that they do, like drills like that, help me more in like the speed that they have, like when you stop and you start to change direction, like how slow are you from off your outside foot? Like how slow, you're moving your shoulders, your waist, like you look like more of a statue kind of sitting there. It's all body motion and how quick you are and when you're reacting. And you could tell during the combine when guys are slow at doing it, and you could just tell. But April 8th, I think, is DeJean's pro day. So we're gonna be taking a close look at that when the time comes. We'll be there 100%. Cameron says, Joey, what's the most likely move to think Howie Roseman does in the first round? Trade up for a cornerback? Yeah, I mean, he could stay at 22 because he might not think DeJean is going to be there unless DeJean is all smoke and they're going after somebody else. It could be Quinyon Mitchell. I don't know how aggressive. I don't think you're looking. Realistically, guys, I don't think they're moving into the top 15 of this draft. Okay, I think you're gonna let the board fall. It makes no sense to move up that far. So we'll see. It's not the DeJean speed. It's change of direction, but it's his ball hawk ability. It's how do I say this? It's his IQ, really. It's really his IQ and how smart he is. He sees things before they happen. It's absolutely insane what DeJean does. I have a membership video on him. And I talked about him a little bit a couple days ago. I made a Bradbury, DeJean, Isaiah Rodgers video. And what's been going on with that situation. His direction changes better than Ringo Brad. Oh, 100%. I'm not disagreeing with that. DeJean's change of direction and can get to 100% speed pretty damn quick is much better. I'm honestly really high on DeJean a lot because I think he fits the scheme. I think it's the guy that they need. I feel like he has more value than a lot of these corners do because he can play multiple positions from a talent standpoint. I think he has a coverage standpoint. I think he's really good in open space. I think he's actually really good in run support. I think he's almost of what the Eagles really need for years to come. I really do. He's almost like my number one guy in this draft that I would really want, that I hope that the Eagles don't trade up, and I hope the Eagles don't move up in this draft, and they sit where they're at 22. They sit, they wait patiently, and they see, like, they're going to see what teams are, like, maybe the Eagles see, like, what teams are behind them after 22 and say, I don't think DeJean is going to go to one of those teams. Let's move back a couple spots. Or they sit there and they go grab their guy. If you feel like you can't trade back and you feel like you have to take DeJean there at 22, just take him. Just take him. But it really depends on what's on the board. So what would be to you guys, what would be the move? So if DeJean is there at 22, what would stop you from getting DeJean at that point? Like, what player would stop you at 22? Who else would be on the board that would make it really hard to not take DeJean and you would have to take the other guy? Who's the other guy that you would take over DeJean if he was there sitting at 22? And I'm saying realistically. I'm not saying like don't make it, don't make it too complicated. But realistically. Give me a name. Got Jackson Powers, Latu. Johnson, do you notorious think Howie would have to move up to get an impact player? I don't think they have to move up to get an impact player. Why does he have to move up? Like how far do you have to move up in this draft to get an impact guy? Jalen Rager. We're taking value. The other players are one trick pony. No, I get it, but isn't taking value? Yeah, are you saying this is more of a scheme? Are you saying this is more of a scheme fit, or are you saying this is more of this is the best corner in this draft and he's best for this with what we have on defense right now? Quinion, Mitchell, Bowers and Powers, Johnson, Nate Wiggins, and Terrion Arnold. I think so. Yeah, I mean, potentially, I think one of those. I think one of those guys will be there at 22 as well, or close to there. Like I said, I believe Edgar Cooper will give us trouble in deciding between DeJean and him. If it's Vic, it's got to be Skin. But it's got to be. It's really tough, guys, because I'm almost hoping. I don't want it to happen. I'm almost hoping that DeJean doesn't have the best pro day. Unless it's just too late at this point, that pro day is not going to save him from getting drafted any earlier. You know? I really like that guy a lot. Notary says, I think how he moves up, it will be because of the specific player he's targeted talent. There's plenty in this draft just to just sit. No, I mean, out of the 4 to 5 years, he's moved up. Okay. He's moved up. Let's see. Karen Holmes says, well, Joey, I could argument Queen and Arnold are the better scheme fit. They deal with change of direction much better than DeJean and are just as athletic, if not a little more. Okay. I could take that. John said, I want Edgar and Cooper, but Howie's going to have to move up to get him. He might not go early as everyone thinks either. I don't think Cooper goes that early as everyone thinks. You don't think Cooper will be there at 22? I think he'll be there. He says Brock Bowers, if he's sitting there at 22, you have to take them with the new rules. New rules are going to make a guy like him almost impossible for safety or linebacker to tackle him. Hey, I gotta check out these tight ends, dude. I gotta check out these guys. I haven't checked out any tight ends, so I said, yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'd rather draft Edgar and Cooper over Ian as well. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Look, at the end of the day, it's a win-win for the Eagles. You know, it's a big pick for defense. Because realistically, Nakobe Dean's got this year and next year to prove anything. If he doesn't prove anything, if Dean doesn't prove anything this year, I think if Devin White plays lights out, he could be a big re-sign candidate. And if Cooper's already in the building, shit, Kyle says Cooper DeJean does 0 things better than Kool-Aid, Karen Arnold. Okay. We'll find out. Nifty 350 with Zuru says, I'd say both. He's good when Slade breaks a nail and Bradbury gets benched, they can man either side. DeJean is the guy, at least ahead of Ringo. Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I'll say at any corner, at least that's first round worthy. Anybody that's first round worthy is going to, I think is better than what we have, no doubt. It's hard for me to say that Bradbury's staying here. That's just me, unless they want to draft DeJean and put him in the inside, and then move him to outside later on. That's where I think it could go, if that's where they're going. So is Terrion Arnold and Quinion Mitchell a better? Are they better corners than DeJean? See. Appreciate the super chat, dude. Means a lot, man. Matt G. Gale says, realistically, we got to go with the best O-line as much as I want a cornerback first round. So Vic doesn't ask his cornerbacks to play man. Mitchell and Arnold and Rakestraw are all better suited for man. I'm out on Kool-Aid. He says Joey checks out loose and that's why he stole my ex-girlfriend. What are you talking about, dude? Drake said, I honestly don't think we have enough draft capital to be able to be moving around the draft unless we start trading future picks. Well, I mean, don't say it's impossible, okay? Because Howie Roseman maneuvers around the draft like he maneuvers very well. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't go crazy and say he won't or can't. I think he can. So since we're at another mark here, and we're not gonna stop the stream. I just want to make some announcements, but gotta do the normal thing that YouTube does here. We got 255 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Cover the Eagles every single day. We just hit over 28,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I want to thank all you guys for that. I never narrowly announce subscriber count because at the end of the day, I don't really care. But I just noticed it today actually. Hopefully you hit 30K sooner or later. So. And yeah, but for the draft, to let you guys know, me and Philly 500 will be streaming all 3 days, all day. And we'll have a lot of content out, and we'll be streaming from both channels, and make sure you support both channels, and we might have some surprises for you for the draft and after the draft, or after the first night of the draft, So we might have some things cooking right now. On some things, so make sure you hit the like button as well. It does help out the channel tremendously. We've been streaming 19 straight days. I mean, pretty much 19 straight days, almost. And we should have a stream tomorrow. Easter Sunday, I will have a video out that day. But when it comes to streaming on Sunday for Easter, I probably will not stream just because of the holiday. And then Monday we'll be back to normal, unless something breaks on Easter. If Easter something breaks, like if something happens, I'll be on. I will be on. But if nothing happens, I'll stay off of the stream on Sunday and stuff like that. So, yeah. I do have a hard channel as well, and I'm just putting out there. I like to put my other channels out there in case I have other interests. I do videos and reactions, a bunch of other stuff for other channels as well. I have another channel as well that I cover some things. I do game streams on there and some other stuff. We have some fun on there with some guys. So if you guys are interested in that, it is there. If you want to subscribe to that, that's awesome. And I don't talk Eagles on there. So if you're going to talk Eagles, I'm not, I don't really answer anything that's football related. This is just another hobby of mine that I do on there. We're almost hitting like 2,000 subs on that channel, which is great. We started it not too long ago, so it's been going pretty good, and it's fun. So make sure you check out the memberships as well for all the extra draft content, some of the draft highlight reactions where I check out some of the prospects and stuff like that. So definitely hit up any of the memberships will get you all the content. Doesn't matter. It's just for support, obviously, from what tier you want to purchase and other stuff like that. So the extra content is there at the end of the day. So I'll put that in there as well, the pinned comment as well for all of that good stuff going forwards. Sorry, today is a slow day today, so I've been busy. So, Big T, what's going on, Big T? Says, what if Brock Bowers drops? We got Goddard when Ertz was 27 and Goddard is currently 29, turning 30 in January. Who's to say you don't pair them up until Goddard's contract is up? It definitely makes sense. It definitely makes a lot of sense. I think when it comes down to it, man, I mean, yeah, 28 years old, Dallas Goedert is right now, and they had a chance to at least try to figure out if they even had a number 2 tight end last year. Never really did. So, hopefully, we'll hopefully get more of a big picture there. If he's available, if he's there, I haven't checked him out at all. I'll be honest, I haven't, because I've been really focusing on other positions: cornerback, linebacker, defensive tackle, defensive end, really mostly defense so far, and some receivers here or there. So, but can't wait to check him out, man. I think Bowers will likely be controlled between 7-15. I don't think the Eagles will trade up for him. See? Nifty 350 with super chat. Thank you so much, man. It says we need a replacement for Lane and Goddard. Yeah, I mean that's what I think we're gonna get, the Lane replacement in this draft. I'm not really worried about that. We're drafting offensive line between the first 3 picks. Realistically, I think they can draft 2 guys in the second round. I think they will. They could trade back the second rounder for a 3rd rounder, so they could move down a little bit more, but we'll see. All right, says Joey, you got to check out that corner from Kentucky, number 22. He was great against Ladd and all his top receivers. Yeah, there's probably more corners I definitely got to check out. And so, what draft has look like any good? Tommy said, would you trade up in the picks 12 to 17 to draft Queen or Arnold? That's what I want to happen. If they had a chance to draft and I think Terrion Arnold is solid. Queen and Mitchell, I mean, I've heard he's more of like compared to Sauce Gardner in a lot of ways, or maybe that was yeah. I mean, he's got this physical edge to him which I really do like. I actually like watching the Senior Bowl a lot more than some of the combine stuff, obviously, because they're facing actual talent at that stage, but could go early. So. What's going on, Rock? All right, let's see what else is going on today. See what else is going on today. Whoa. Oh, okay. I thought they. All right. I just almost freaked out just now. I thought they just changed the time for that fucking Brazil game. I thought it said 9 a.m. I was like, seriously? After all that, you're gonna change it? No. So we're gonna find out April 3rd. We're gonna find out who our opponent is for the Brazil game, the first game of the season. Friday night. I thought it said 9 a.m. I thought they changed the time. I was about to flip out. So we're about to see who our opponent is. It's between what? Green Bay and who? Packers? Green Bay Packers and who? The Browns, I think. I think those are the 2 rumored. It's not official. They haven't announced anything. Yeah, there was rumors about the Browns. There was rumors about Green Bay. There was rumors about the Steelers even. but there's nothing's been consistent. Yeah, so Joey, what's your favorite video game you've been playing lately? Helldivers 2, probably. Right now. Baseball, yeah, I do watch baseball. I do watch baseball at times when I have time. I watch the Sixers. I haven't watched the Sixers at all this year. I honestly haven't. Probably better off that I haven't this year. What's been going on? But well, realistically, because I'm not like I said, like diehard Philly fan, not really. Phillies fan. I've been to a couple games a while ago, but I try to watch whatever I possibly can. My father used to. My father, because I lived in New York my whole life. When I was like, I don't know, probably 9 to like 12 years old, my dad used to take me to Yankee games when I was younger. Mostly opening day. I only went to a few Yankee games when I was really, really young. But yeah. Was it perfect draft? I think would be cornerback in first, Mitchell Arnold or DeJean, Edgerrin Cooper at 50, and Cooper Beebe, Kingsley, Samataya, or Zach Ziller at 53. It wouldn't be bad. See, McConkey would be good in the second. So I'm pissed about the Brazil Peacock game. I already paid for Sunday ticket, and now the NFL is going to try to change for individual games. Why do ticket then? I ain't paying for Peacock. Yeah, I think Peacock's like $6. Pay the $6, turn the game on, and just cancel it. You know, I know it sucks. You gotta watch a game on Amazon. You gotta pay for Amazon. You gotta pay for Peacock. You gotta pay. Yeah, I mean they're gonna have a game on Peacock. They're gonna have a playoff game on Peacock this year too, as well. So I already have all these apps. I pay for all these apps, so I watch I watch films and movies and stuff on them. So. And said words of the Rock. It doesn't matter who our opponent is. Just keep Nick away from the playbook. Yeah, I get it, dude. So they said Packers and Browns are our possible Brazil opponents. Yeah, I figured. I actually just started watching the Shogun the show. I just watched the first episode like a couple nights ago. So also, it is a slap in the face to Eagles fans to have an opener in a foreign country. Pure BS. It's just, and it counts as a home game on top of it. So a lot of Eagles fans are like pissed off at that. Like that's our home opener. Not specifically going to be our home opener. It'll be, we'll see what the schedule looks like, but. Karen says, Joey, is your dad a Giants fan? I think he's rooted for them. I don't think he's like a diehard fan. I think he is somewhat of a casual watcher, but I don't think he's not really he watches when he can, but I think he likes the Giants. I don't think he's I think he's a casual watcher though, so I think that's close to it as possible. This is Kobe McKay says, I'm from Indiana, so I started liking the Philly teams during the Djax McCoy era. The chip ruined it all. Yeah, he ruined it all, and then we won a Super Bowl 2 years later after he left, so I guess it worked out. Max Melton. So it looks like cornerback Christian Parker went to where? Rutgers Pro Day? Went to the Pro Day where Max, to go check out Max Melton. What level are you in Helldivers? I'm 50. I'm already maxed out. I'm maxed out on everything. I bought every cosmetic, all the 3 cosmetic things are done. I mean, the Eagles are one of the most talked about teams in the media recently, so it makes sense they have a game in Brazil from a market standpoint. Jack says, how are you a Philly fan if you grew up in New York? I became a Philly fan probably early 2000s. Really, it was off a bet because I think a lot of my friends were Jet fans in high school, or from middle school to high school, you could say. I bet, and I wasn't really. I watched football, but I wasn't really in. I was into football because I played Pee Wee, I played high school, I played college, for a couple years, and yeah. I mean, I just made a bet one day against the Jets, and I won the bet, and I just started watching the Eagles a little bit more, and yeah. That's really much how it started, and how the channel started. Really, I really want to vent out about the Eagles, and there was no Eagle fans in New York, so that's really how I made the channel. Like, I just kind of want to put my views on the Eagles, like just as like a put my face on camera and just start talking, and that was it. George, the Shogun is, I was pumped for it since the announcement. It's intense, bro. Eagles collapse last year made me want to pull a samurai sacrifice. Yeah, I get it. Rock says you don't look 50, Joey. I thought you were 40 or 35. 33. 33. You thought I was 40 or 30? Oh, I look 50. You don't look 50? Who says I was 50? Really fucking scary, dude. Yo, I'm getting some Mexican food. DoorDash. Do you like Mexican food? If so, I like making homemade tacos at home. I like going out. Like, it's very rare. There's good Mexican places around here. Green Batman says, did you see the guy that worked with Howie left? Is that to give Howie more control? I don't know. That the assistant accountant, the accounting guy that helps Howie with the contracts, I guess left the Eagles the other day, a day or two ago. Oh, the game level. Oh, I was like, yeah, no, I was talking about the game level, yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, the accounting assistant left, unfortunately. I don't know how big that's going to be going forward. How many front office guys leave? Like, I don't think it really matters. I mean, Andy Weidel left, Andrew Berry left. There was a good amount of others that left too. You know, that's because like that's what Howie does, man. Like, Howie gets these other guys jobs around the league. Yeah, 50, yeah. Like, someone asked me my Helldivers level on the video game. 50 is the max level. God says Howie is here till next year, 2025. Guy says, let's be real, Howie is the cap guy. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think someone's gonna say, oh, he's not, he's not the main guy that's making all these deals, blah blah blah. I'm never gonna believe that he's not the main guy making deals like that. Mike says, Mike's Mosh Pit says, love the new hat, Joe. I appreciate it, man. A new hat. I got 2 new hats in the mail. I can show you guys. You guys want to see the draft hats? I can get them quick. I have them. They just got delivered to my house, like literally just now, not too long ago. Stephen King books. I like the movies. Creep Show is like my favorite Stephen King movie. Both the original Creep Show is probably my favorite from. So is that Howie is here as long as Lurie wants him here, which figures to be for the next decade or more than that. All right, since we're already all right, I'll go get the hats really quick. Just give me like literally 2 minutes because I have to go over the front of my house and grab them quick. Be right back. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the intro on real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, give me a second. Here we go. I got it. I'm here. All right. We'll show off the official one first. Not too shabby, not too shabby. All right, so here is, see if we can get this in a little bit. Now this is the trucker hat. I don't do fitteds. I don't do the flat fitteds. But this is the official draft hat. It doesn't say draft on it, which I guess it was better that way. You got the, as every hat I guess has like an embroidered or whatever, a stitched logo on the side of it. Pretty good. Too bad. Got the NFL logo in the midnight green right there. Inside, nothing on the inside. Bottom is the same. There's nothing. I like the some of the other draft hats where they had like designs like under here. They've gotten really lazy. But it's a good hat. It's not too bad. So yeah, I do a snapback. So this is the so this is the official draft hat for the Eagles this year. I said screw it. I ordered 2 of them. So I have the green one as well. I think this color looks good too, obviously. So here's the green one. Here's the green. Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not too bad. So I had to get some hats. I bought this one too a week ago, but I had to get some new hats because I haven't bought new hats in friggin' forever. So, yeah, the 2 draft hats. Obviously, this one isn't the official one. This was just another color that they had, but this is the official. So you have both of them here. Good. Trust me. Once I hit if I hit 30K, we'll do a really big. We'll do a really big giveaway at 30K. So we might do a jersey and a hat giveaway. So pretty good. Yep, those are the hats as of right now, and they look good. They look good. Plain hat, nothing crazy. It's got some cool stuff on it. Yeah, trucker hats are good to wash. Yeah. I just feel like I get more use out of it. Definitely get a lot more use out of it regardless. So, but yeah, so since we're at the end of this, I mean, I think we're pretty good for today. We've already been on stream for almost 2 hours, pretty much the same time we've been on the last few days. So it's been kind of nuts. But yeah, like I said, guys, we'll go for another couple minutes, and we'll get on out. I don't want to waste anybody's day today. It's almost 3 in the afternoon Eastern over here. So appreciate everybody joining the stream today. No doubt. So yeah, I mean, what we're looking for right now is we're looking for the Reddick re-sign. What they're doing at safety with if it's Julian Blackmon, if it's Justin Simmons. I feel like the interest is still there. We'll see as the days go on. They're going to get a lot cheaper. And I think we're waiting on those couple moves. And then obviously a lot of draft rumors are going to be piling up like crazy, which they already have every single day. So, but we'll see what happens in days coming. Mike says, "Hey Joey, check out the Mitchell and Ness midnight green, midnight black Brian Dawkins legacy jersey. Just got to tell me what you think." Yeah, I haven't. I have to go back on there. I think I've ordered like one thing from Mitchell and Ness, Eagles related. It's both colorways split down the middle. Oh, so what? It's white and green. It's like half white, half green. I think I've seen that jersey. Hopefully Simmons budget soon as just joins the team, so we can fully put our effort and focus on the draft. Well, I think they're 100% focused on the draft. I mean, the sign Simmons isn't going to take. It's gonna distract them from doing. It's not going to distract them. I think they're perfectly fine. I'm not worried about that. Howie Roseman's a multitasker. I'm not worried about. Oh, half black, half green. That sounds really sick, dude. Steve says, "I'm tired of the Atlanta Braves winning the division. I want the Phillies to start out hot right out of the chute." When's that game start? 2 or is it already started? Oh, maybe it already started. $3 p.m. Oh, okay. A few minutes. Yeah, I might turn it on for a little bit. Half Eagles, half Penn State Barkley jersey. That'd be cool. That'd be kind of sick. No doubt. All right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, probably same time. Sunday, like I said, we'll have a video out Sunday. Probably will not have a stream on Sunday because it is a holiday, so I don't want to make everybody feel like they got to come in there on a stream on a holiday and stuff. So, all right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you subscribe, like the stream up like crazy if you guys haven't. Appreciate it so much, and make sure check out the memberships as well. For extra draft content, all that great stuff in the live chat, in the pinned comment up above too. So, all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for all the great stuff as usual. And thank you so much, everybody, for supporting. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.